Hello, extraordinaries, and welcome back to another episode of the High Performance Consciousness podcast. My name is Matthew Paddy, and again, we're going to dive deep into another fantastic topic today. Like I've said in previous episodes, most of these topics actually arise from the questions from my private clients or from mastermind members as well. So I'm super appreciative and grateful to those questions as muses for topics for the podcast. So today we're actually going to talk about identities. So a success identity and narrowing down, defining what your success identity looks like, feels like, and behaves like. Big word to focus on right there is behavior. Okay, so let's dive into this and give you some real food for thought on how you can move the needle on your success, move the needle on shifting realities faster than ever before. So without further ado, let's dive on in. So when we think about our current identity, there's lots of research out there, new emerging research as well, that is proving that we are not a fixed linear identity, and that, as I've said in previous podcasts, is actually a misnomer and quite the illusion, because when we are we're brought up to go to a great school, get great grades, get a good job, whatever it may be from there, get married, settle down, have a mortgage, all those sort of things, save for retirement. And all of those decisions and the education around helping us to make decisions is supporting the building of an identity. And who we believe we are at the level of identity is what drives our behavior. So identity drives behavior. So if we believe that we are trapped in this very finite cosmos or finite universe of potential because we haven't tasted success or attained the level of success that we have dreamt of or desired for some time, then we are forming unconsciously an identity around success as far as what we perceive as potential or potentially available as opportunity and experience for ourselves. We can change our identity. You think about when you travel, and I think about when I travel. Any time that I travel, whether it's interstate, but especially overseas, to different cultures, hearing different dialects or different languages, different accents, driving on a different side of the road, exchanging different types of currency, whatever it may be, there is a different type of identity. And you could say that this is one of my eyes. So I have many eyes, many identities. So this is my travel identity. And you may feel the same as well. You may feel more expanded, more excited, more almost childlike in wonder and wanting to explore and to experience in your travels. So when you think about your business, or you think about your entrepreneurial endeavors, your ideas, what identity do you hold about yourself? What identity do you consistently, consciously and unconsciously enroll yourself in on a day-by-day basis? And what does that identity believe to be true about success for you? So part of this is to de-personalize your concept and your attachment to identity. So a lot of people over the years that I've brought this up, there's, not a lot, there's been some that have actually pushed back on this and said your identity is fixed. Or why would I change my identity? Because all the lessons and experiences I've had to date with, friends and family and partners or whatever it may be have helped to form who I am today, and I am appreciative of that. I say, all well and good, no problem at all. If you're the identity that you walk around with as and perceive yourself to be is yielding the results that you want in certain or all areas of your life, then why change? Absolutely. However, if there are key aspects of your life, fragments of your life, areas of your life that you would like to upgrade, you would like to, improve in some way, then first and foremost, it's looking at what identity am I enrolled in? What is the perception of myself in this area of my life? So some people feel that the underlying belief is that business is hard, or cash flow is hard to retain or maintain, or that, building wealth is for someone else. I've never been taught how to build wealth. I have no mechanism. I have no consciousness. There's no container built for wealth to grow, to be grown and to be maintained and expanded upon, essentially. So when you are looking at these areas that you would like to upgrade in your life, let's just use business right now. What identity do you relate with? So if you're looking at, identity drives behavior, what is the identity of me in my current business? And look at all the traits and the attributes and the actions and thoughts and feelings that you have towards your business right now. Is it that I'm working really hard and I'm seeing little results, or I'm working really hard and I'm getting pushback from family or friends because I'm no fun? Or is it that I'm working really hard and I'm seeing great results, but I feel tired and I feel like I'm not enjoying my results as much as I could? Or that I'm not working hard because I'm afraid that it will create an imbalance in other areas of my life, therefore I'm not seeing the results that I would like or anticipate coming back to me through lack of effort. So there's lots of different narratives that we run on this one. So when you first understand that, or identify what identity you are playing and what mask you are in fact wearing, because your identity is linked to your personality. Your personality is your persona. Your persona in Latin is mask. It's a mask that you are wearing. And most people wear it unconsciously. So their name is their identity. Their role or status in family or in society is their identity. If you want to change your reality, you must change your personality to change your personal reality. So your personality is the sum total of what you think, act, and feel, rinse and repeated as habit, day in, day out, consciously or unconsciously. So in order to upgrade your reality, it is first and fundamental and vital for you to observe what identity you are wearing, what mask you're wearing. And we're relating it back to business. So I'm going in a little bit of circles right now just to make sure that it's landing right on your helipad, right there, so you can take it all in and really go deep with this. So look at how you think, how you act, and how you feel within your current identity, or as your current identity in business, as the example. Now, what is the behavior that this identity exhibits? So if you're thinking and feeling this way in your business, what behavior is the extension of that? Do you typically push hard and wait for results? Do you push hard and then push harder in not believing the results are going to come, or that the results are just around the corner and you need to keep efforting? Or are you afraid to take the final action required to, bring the seed to harvest? Which means that maybe it's fight or flight. So you do all this prep work and this behavior as I get excited around the creation of an idea and the building of creative materials, all the resources, the unpacking of things, and building all the bells and whistles of websites and funnels and lead magnets and ads and all those sort of things. But when it comes to execute, my behavior is contrary to the result that I desire. So I fail to pull the trigger. I fail to follow through and close the circuit. And I'll do another episode on closing the circuit so that we can go deep on that. But it's one thing that I see a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs quit just before they're about to win. And the big thing around this identity is it is driving this behavior, and this behavior left unchecked and unmetered is actually going to continue creating the same results, which invariably is the one that you sit back late at night or early in the morning or during the day going, what am I doing all this for? Am I actually getting the results that I want? So just sit with that for a moment. Neuroscience and neuroplasticity, with countless research levels of research coming out now, especially over the last decade and in the last year or two, about neuroplasticity is we can upgrade our brains. We can improve the function and capacity of our brains, the efficiency of our brains, the speed at which we learn and execute and retain information through our behavior. So when you're looking at your identity and you're thinking, okay, these are the behaviors that are following this perceived identity of me in business, let's now reverse engineer it. What is the result that you want? What results? Get really clear in your mind, get it on paper. What is the end result that you want for your business? This level of cash flow, creating these levels of experiences, these level of savings or investments, whatever it's going to be, reaching this amount of people, whatever it is. Once you do that, then it is all around. Initially, it's called modeling. So you'll look outside of yourself and you'll see who else is in my field or in a similar field, or who else is actually experiencing the same results that I want to experience. And you look at them and you research them. And essentially, you're emulating their mastery. So how do they think, act, and feel towards success? What did they do? And so that's the fastest path to building a new neural map, is by learning through a proven track record of others. Now, it doesn't mean that you need to become them and lose the self and lose your beautiful traits and values. It means that there is a formula there that has produced a result that you would like to experience the same or similar to. So when we think about identity drives behavior, we must first look at what is the preferred upgraded version of your experience that you desire. Now, what is your identity in that successful environment, in that new future reality? Who are you? You know, are you waking up at this time and going to bed at this time? Do you have a specific morning routine that supports productivity and efficiency and ease and flow and balance? You know, what are you doing during the day? Have you got 10 things on your list that you're just hustling and grinding all day, every day? Or are you picking 1 to 3 things that are aligned with your desired end and focusing on the completion of those 1 to 3 tasks each day or each week or each quarter, whatever it may be? From this perspective, then you are now observing a new identity and you're moving the identity into action through your behavior. So neuroplasticity-wise, behavior drives change. And for change to take hold and become permanent, it must be repeated. So when you think about the 10,000 hours to master something, typically around a PhD, which I've spoken about in other podcast episodes as well, is we have PhDs in lots of areas of our life. However, you can wire your brain and your physiology, your biology, and your energetic field, your energetic signature, to the desired end a lot faster than 10,000 hours. Because remember, hours is time, and time subscribed to slows things down. And that it means that I need to do all this work in order to reap the results. However, if you have identified your result, your preferred upgraded end, and now you have researched who else has similar results in their life or in their business, and look at what they do and study them, then you are reverse engineering the process of success. Now you can go about installing behaviors that are aligned with your new future, rather than trying to override and compete with the behaviors that have produced the results you're currently producing. Make sense? So when you look at behavior, then you're thinking behavior is not just action. It's how I think, how I act, and how I feel. That essentially is your state of being, is your identity. So the state of being is the sum total of your thoughts, action, feelings, which essentially is your personality. You can change your personality through focused intent and willful direction of your energy and aligning your thoughts and your feelings towards your desired end in the now moment. So if you go back and listen to any of the Bending Reality, I think Bending Reality #1 and some of the other episodes as well, where I talk about the fastest path from point A to point B is to fold the page, is to place B on top of A so it is in a superposition. It's in an elevated position, and you enroll yourself as the identity in B into the now moment, and you revisit that like a tuning fork. You are tuning yourself to the frequency of your preferred future. You're tuning yourself to the frequency of your new identity. So let's just take a step back for a moment. You are not your identity. Let's just get that really, really straight. Your identity is a mask. It's something that you wear, and that mask that you wear performs a role, and that role drives behavior, and the behavior then creates the results. Okay? So when you take a step back and you think that I am an infinite point of awareness that is focusing on the now moment, what do I choose to experience now that through mastery I know will find me in the new tomorrow? So I'm not thinking what I do now will find me sometime in the next 3, 4, 5 years or 10 years, and I feel like I have to wait. You are enrolling yourself as this new identity, preferred identity, aligned with your ultimate reality, into the new future that exists right now. And you rinse and repeat it. You rinse and repeat it. So with the continuation of that behavior, then your brain, your neurological system actually increases its functionality. It starts to change its neural mapping. And so those neurons that were wired in a structure and network to produce the old results now become pruned away, and the energy is freed up so that new neurological pathways and synaptic junction connections can be made for a new map. And that new map is the one that you are rinse and repeating in each moment of each day, enrolling yourself into, so that it gains strength. And then it becomes a conscious habit, and then an unconscious habit or subconscious habit. And so in previous episodes talking about the subconscious, remember the conscious mind is short term. It's like the goldfish. The subconscious mind is long term. So habits are built quickly over time. And I say quickly over time because if you do something once and then you do it twice and then 3 times and then you let it go and you don't revisit it, then those neurological pathways that started to gain strength and to build that new network become pruned away. And that energy is then used for something else, which is why people go back to their old self. They go back to their old reality because the strength of their old wiring has not completely been pruned away, and therefore they return to default, okay, to a default state. So don't return to default. Practice, practice, practice. And other studies have produced results around the number 8. 8 times, rinse and repeating 8 times, not just in one day or 8 sessions or 8 days as an example, but the multiple of 8 is really, really important. So if you can string your morning and evening routine together, and you can string your days together, and then you can string some weeks together, then quite quickly that magic number 8 is really helping to fire and wire a new neural net for yourself and wire you to a future that you prefer in the now moment, because you're focusing on the expression of the new identity through the behaviors of now, this day, this moment. Not waiting for next week, not waiting for next month or next year. Now. So I'd love your feedback on this episode. Let me know what your thoughts and feelings are around that. I hope it's lifted the lid on your can of worms and, clearing up some of those cobwebs in our thinking and our beliefs around identity, and that we are fixed and trapped in time in are the same identity for the rest of our lives, therefore destined to experience the same results. That's not true at all. So from me here to wherever you are in the world, dream a better dream. And remember, it's all you, baby. See you in the field.